Tactical Bandits really does have quite a few things going for it, as a tactical survival horror game with zombies in it, and as we all know, the zombies aren't always the biggest enemy. Welcome watchers, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get stuck in. So first up, and the way that I played it mainly, is in single player, but it does also have different modes, such as challenges, versus mode, horde. Although sadly I didn't have anyone to play the multiplayer aspects of this game, so it'll be mainly just the single player. So apart from those modes, let's get stuck into what the actual single player is. Set in a post-apocalyptic world, and this is the zombie type post-apocalyptic world, and as I mentioned, they're not just the only threats that you're going to have. Gun-toting idiots all over the place, and I'll come back to the idiot bit, are strewn all around all the different maps that you have to go to. The gameplay and leveling is quite basic. You go from one different biome to another, all the way to the last settlement, which is basically your destination. There'll be plenty of chances to loot, shoot, and also shop on your way as well. Although I will say that if your plan is just to go in, run, gun, shoot and get out, then you may have a few problems with this one. Each area is a set area, and basically you have like corners that you can't go out of, so it's not open world, but it does have different places like camps and garages and all that lot. Each section is quite big and almost set out almost like a puzzle, as I've learned that going in and just running gunning doesn't work, and also just randomly picking different places doesn't work either. You have to think about what you're doing and how to actually kill, i.e. zombies or the actual enemies, in a more tactical way, otherwise you're just not going to get past these levels. Each level also has tasks that you must complete, like kill a certain amount of enemies and also collect gas canisters, and there's kind of like a monetary system as well that you can collect and spend later on. The fact that the game was played in little sections all the time was actually, to my mind, quite a good thing, because I can nip in, have a few rounds and then come back out. There was one thing that kind of makes it slightly more harder and also everything more riskier, is the fact that it's permadeath. So if you die in the game, that's it, you have to start all over again from the beginning. This can kind of work two ways. If you're really bad like myself at playing this sort of game, then it's going to take you ages to progress and you'll die a lot and then come back. But it really did have that inch a bit further, make it to that extra level type feel and sort of like glorification, and then almost like a slap in the face when your character dies and you have to start from the beginning again. And to make things worse, the longer you spend in a level, the more the horde increases and the more you get chased, so things get really complicated if you go too slow. There are plenty of weapons to collect and each do actually feel different. My go-to is the shotgun, because basically you can shoot someone down in one go, but you get less ammo. There are places that you can go to get more ammo, and there are also places where you can go to heal yourself. And yes, the enemies drop weapons as you go along as well. It's just getting to them if there's more than one enemy there. You do not want to run out of bullets in this game, as without them, you're simply doomed. Although interestingly enough, there are melee and range weapons, which I thought was actually quite cool. And so let's move on to my biggest negative of the game, the AI. This AI is so stupid you would not believe. There are, believe it or not, hostages in this game, and you can get two enemies just basically standing next to one ready to shoot. If you take too long rescuing them, they will shoot them. Nothing really happens when you rescue them, by the way. They just stand there looking stupid. But my main problem was the actual AI itself of the enemies. Now then, walkers, they'll just stand there idly waiting for something to happen, and sometimes you can even walk past them without them realising that you're there. But in general, they're just running after you, trying to, well, take you down. As for your gun-toting enemies, well, they're basically just wandering in a set pattern, and you can even shoot one in front of another one from a distance, and the other one don't even do a damn thing, which is so weird to watch you wouldn't believe. And if you're spotted by any of them, well, they will follow you just for a short amount of time and then just give up. Although saying that, it doesn't actually make the game any easier to know all this. It just gives it that feel of being more of a puzzle tactical game, which as I continued to play on wasn't actually that bad of a thing. And hopefully I've still got your attention, so if you could like and subscribe this video, it really would be nice of you. Thank you. So graphically, it doesn't look too bad. It's all kind of like pixelated. It's like square blood and things like that. It's a bit weird, but it looks quite nice. Quite cartoony, one might say. Sound-wise, the music wasn't too bad. I quite enjoyed listening to it. It's very spooky and dark, you know. And all other sounds, you know, the guns all sounded slightly different and things like that. But I wouldn't say this would blow you away in the sound department. But I will say I enjoyed playing Tactical Bandits, and I really do feel I'll probably be going back to this one time and time again, just for that like quick in, quick out, few levels here and there type feel of it. So I'm going to be giving Tactical Bandits a 7 out of 10. And I do actually think that you'll probably be getting your 10 quid's worth out of this one, as long as you don't mind putting the time into it, and also that insta-death.